So hey everybody, it's Stephanie from Hope and Love Radio. We have a special guest today, Rick Karatas, who is a writer, a producer, and a songwriter, also a screenwriter and an actor. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, a lot of the stuff you said, mostly writing. I love to write. I'm a songwriter, screenwriter. I love writing. I've been writing songs for like decades. Not that many people have heard many of them, but finally they're hearing some of them. And I wrote a script called Welcome on My Pradas. It's on Amazon Prime. And there's actually a song in that I wrote at the end in the credits and stuff. But yeah, that's my passion. I wish I could do that all the time. But like most people in the creative arts, we do other things on the side. I do some catering, and I wrote a whole book on that called How Catering Sucked the Life Right Out of Me. So yeah, but I love writing. I write books, songs, screenplays. I wrote some letters to Dear Abby many years ago, but she never answered them. But I'm in California, but I'm from Syosset, Long Island, which you are as well, right?
Yes,
I think,
yes.
yeah. So, but I've been in California 21 years, so I think now I have to say I'm from California, but I still want to say I'm originally from New York, and I still have the accent when I'm really tired.
Very nice. So who has influenced you, like musicians, any particular authors?
Who influenced me? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, not laugh, but for songwriting, Dolly Parton. I have liked Dolly Parton since I was a kid. I think she's one of the best songwriters ever. Like songs she wrote 40, 50 years ago, Jolene, I Will Always Love You, are still, people know the songs, are classics. And she's written thousands of songs. I haven't written thousands of songs, but so she's someone I love as far as a songwriter and look up to. As far as authors for books, the two books I wrote were like nonfiction. One is on speaking to kids about LGBTQ families and friends, and the other is on catering. I used to like for nonfiction Dean Koontz and Stephen King and stuff. But and as far as I should know more, think more about that kind of thing. But for I like Billy Joel as a songwriter. I like who else I like as far as songwriters. Well, he's from Long Island too, so maybe I'm biased. And I know there's other, I like James Taylor. I like more mellow stuff usually, but and the songs I write mostly are country or some pop. I write a lot of Christmas songs, which is why I have a Christmas tree in the background and it's May. That's only because we're shooting a video this week for one of my Christmas songs called All I Want for Christmas Is You Gone. So we're shooting that on Thursday. So I've been setting up Christmas decorations, and so it's kind of like not the opposite of what Mariah Carey says. I don't want you, I want you out of here right now. So yeah, that's. But I don't know who else has inspired me for comedy. Carol Burnett inspires me, like for sketches that I write or scripts. That kind of comedy I like. Yeah. I think who else inspires me. I'm sure there's newer. I tend to think of the older people because that's when I grew up, of who inspired me. But,
So you mentioned that you write Christmas songs, you write pop. Any other genres that you like to focus on?
A lot of country. Oh, once in a while a dance song. I actually co-wrote a song called "When Donna Sang Last Dance" with David Sanchez. We co-wrote it and Calabrati sings it. And that's a kind of a tribute song to Donna Summer, but it's about this couple that their first song they ever danced to was Last Dance, when they meet at this club or whatever, and they're still together all these years later. So their first song was their first dance was to Last Dance, but and she's gone now, but their love lives on, and so does her music, kind of thing. So it's kind of and it's done in the style of kind of that's her song in a way, and it mentions four of her songs kind of subtly within the song, which is kind of cool. So normally I don't write dance songs, but that is one of them. And I write some ballads. I wrote like a song called "Through the Storm," and I have fun doing videos to a lot of these. So "Through the Storm," we did a video. I also wrote a song kind of for Alzheimer's or dementia. I had an idea for a song title was "I Won't Forget What You Don't Remember," and so I said, "Oh, that has to be about Alzheimer's probably." So I wrote that, and then we filmed a video to that with Bunny Levine playing my mom, who played the nun in my movie Welcome on My Pradas when she was 82, and now she's like 92, and she played my mom in this video. But and some of the proceeds from that will go to AFA, Alzheimer's Federation of America, I think it's called. So the tiny bit that I get from iTunes or Spotify, send some of that to them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I write all whatever hits me. I wrote a song. People think I'm in AA because of a song I wrote, which I'm not, but it was called Midnight Will Be Clear. It's a Christmas song that Adrian Christian sings, and it got a little bit of radio airplay, but it's about a guy who his New Year's resolution last year was to quit drinking. So this year, Christmas is coming up. His favorite song is Midnight Will Be, it came upon a midnight clear. And he's realizing this is the first Christmas in a long time that midnight will be clear because, he's going to be, he'd be sober. So it's kind of a nice song, but I don't necessarily write from my own experiences. I just write whatever the story is that comes. But for some reason, I get a lot of ideas for Christmas songs. I wrote one called All I Want for Christmas Is Some Sleep, and we did a funny video to that one. I wrote a song Naughty or Nice, which you look so nice, I want to get naughty with you. That one probably can't be played on certain radio stations. I don't know, but but I love country music for some reason. Even though I grew up in Syosset, New York, I used to listen to WHN radio station, the AM country station, and I just like the stories, they tell. But
so, can you tell us a little bit about what your creative process is like?
It's funny. I know a lot of people have set times that they sit down and write certain hours of the day, or I don't really do that. A lot of my creative processes, I'm half asleep in bed, like waking up in the morning and have an idea, or in the middle of the night have an idea, and I have to pull out my cell phone and start recording what I'm thinking, whether it be a song, a melody, a idea for a movie. So that's where the process starts of the ideas come, or I'll be at the gym on the treadmill on the thing, and I'll be thinking of an idea then, and it'll, or if I'm driving, those are the times that most creative ideas kind of just hit me. And then later on, I'll sit down and then, okay, let's see where this is going to go. So if it's a song, I'm not really a musician. So a lot of times I'll have to make up the melody in my head and sing it out loud, and someone else has to figure out the chords. I mean, I know maybe 10 chords on the guitar, but if I wrote all the songs that way, they'd all sound the same after a while. So the process for songs, I tend to write the lyrics first. If I'm lucky, the melody and lyrics will come together. Like if I'm on the treadmill, I'll be thinking of something. And that usually comes out the best. It matches up the best. But sometimes the lyrics first. And then a lot of times I'll come up with melodies. Sometimes I'll co-write with other people, and sometimes they're better at melodies. Like David Sanchez did the melody for When Donna Sang Last Dance. So, but for a lot of my songs, like I do come up with the melodies, but someone has to figure out the chords. For writing scripts, the process is a long process. Like songs are only a page and then 3 minutes, but a script is like 95 pages. And so those take much longer. And anyone that writes, they have to rewrite, whether it's a song, a script, a book, because, and if you look at it 2 weeks later and you read what you wrote, sometimes you're like, oh my God, this is awful. But right after you wrote it, it's like, oh, this is great, So that's part of the process is the rewriting and stuff. I do try to write a certain amount in a week of hours, maybe. I don't set aside, okay, from 9 to 6, I'm going to write. But when I have a few hours here and there, I just concentrate on the writing because my schedule is all over the place. So, and unfortunately, the creative part I love and the writing part I love, but once the stuff is done, you got to get it out there, and you got to find literary agents, you got to find publishers, and you got to find, people might finance your movie. And all that kind of stuff takes away the time from when I really want to be doing the writing. So that's kind of hard, but the writing I love, and I think earlier in the day is better to write because you're more kind of, so I do tend to write earlier in the day if that's possible. Some people are totally different. They're like night owls and they write all night, I'm not. I never was a night owl, even in college. People had to stay up all night to study for a test. If I didn't know the information by midnight, it's too bad. I'll get a C+ on the test,
So what has been some of your challenges in your writing career?
A lot of it is getting the stuff out there. As far as you have to make demo tapes, those cost a lot of money. So if I had a lot more money, I would make a lot more demo tapes because I have a lot of songs I haven't even made demos of. And then now there's a challenge, even if a song gets out there with all the streaming, you're not going to, years ago, you would make quite a bit of money. I mentioned Dolly Parton before. She made like $20 million off of Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You song that she she wrote it, but that was before streaming. That was before all that. Now she probably would have made like $500. Not quite that bad, but so that's a challenge. But a lot of it is getting. I don't find writing a challenge. I find getting stuff out there a challenge. How to market it. Fine, because the people that buy my books, they like them. I get really like 50 or 60 good reviews on Amazon. But it's getting it to the masses, I guess, is a challenge. So I'm hoping that the million people that watch your show, they'll see this. No, but even if a few people buy it and they tell other people, or they enjoy. It's funny. Even if only a few people or a few hundred people, let's say, buy the book, if they enjoyed the book, I get something out of it. It's rewarding, Or, my movie Welcome on My Pradas. It's on Amazon Prime now. It was on Netflix for a couple of years, and now it's on also Roku and Tubi and all these other places. But it's just exciting when even a few people say, "Oh, I saw your movie and I enjoyed it," or if something helped them, like my book on Rainbow Relatives, on speaking to kids about LGBTQ families and friends. That's helping a lot of parents and talking to their kids about different subjects about that. So that's cool. I don't care it would be nice if a million people bought that book, but it's always nice even if one or two people tell me that helped me a lot, or I learned something from it. So, and it's a funny book too. It's done with a sense of humor, which is good because people can learn. They're more apt to read something and learn if they're enjoying it. It has a sense of humor to it. So,
thank you. So, what do you wish you had known when you were younger, when you were first starting out?
What do I wish? I think. I don't know if I wish I would known. I would have known how crazy the world was going to get, maybe in the last 30 or 40 years, so I could have prepared myself. No, it's funny. I don't know if it's something I would have known. I feel like I always went after what I wanted to, but with holding myself back a little bit. Like I always wanted to do either acting or performing or writing or whatever, and I did go for it to a degree, but I held myself back. And I wish I just went for it totally, because when you're younger, you have more energy. You don't have all the responsibilities that you had as you get older. And so that's one thing I kind of learned, I mean, some people never go for after what they want because they're just afraid, or they, feel they have to do the realistic thing or whatever. And then some people do it a little bit, then they quit. And then I definitely have perseverance and determination. That is one thing I do have. It took me 7 years to do the movie from beginning to end from the time I wrote it. And the book Rainbow Relatives took me like 5 years. So I guess maybe I did learn. What did I wish I knew about how patient I'd have to be to do what you really want to do, and how determined, I guess. But I think in the back of my mind, I knew that. What else? What do I wish I knew? You asked some really good questions that make me really think. What I knew. I wish I knew some of the lotto numbers that we're going to win, so I could have played them. No, what else?
Can you tell us a little bit about the movie?
Yeah, okay. So Welcome on My Pradas, I co-wrote that with Tom Archdeacon, and it stars Tom Arnold, Dee Wallace, who was in Cujo and E.T. and the mother in that, and Bruce Valanche is in it, and Nathaniel Marston plays the lead. He passed away a few years back, unfortunately. And it's kind of like Freaky Friday with a gay straight twist, sort of. These two guys in construction, one's a macho homophobic guy, and the other one is gay, and they get their sexual orientation switched 2 weeks before the straight guy's wedding, thanks to some Christmas magic. So now everything is really whacked. So that's kind of, and I have a role in it. I play Brian in it, so it's a medium-sized role. But I have a scene or two. Tom Arnold is in it, so that was kind of cool. Yeah, but it was cool. It was on Netflix for 2 years, and then it's been out for quite a while, but it's still, I think it's on more platforms now than it was.
And I watched it. It was actually really good. It's on Tubi. Okay. So if anybody wants to watch it, it's free on Tubi. So
yeah, Tubi and Freevee TV, and so it's free if you have those. It's also Amazon Prime, but it's a very, very, very low budget. But we tried to make it look bigger. We got a lot of favors. We did a lot of things. We had to sacrifice so much so that you can probably tell it's an independent film, but I think people will be shocked at, and I'm not going to tell you what we spent on it, because I think most people would have spent like 20 times more to get the movie that we had. But we had fun with it. I had a lot of help. A lot of people helped me with it. We had, investors and stuff, Brian Arnott and Richard Lutz and some other people helped with the financing of it. And Tom Archdeacon helped produced it. And he came on with a couple co-writes in the end for it. So, and Dee Wallace was so much fun to work with and really nice. But yeah, but thank you for watching. I appreciate that. So I'll make 20 cents. I'll make 20 cents from that.
So what has been your biggest accomplishment so far?
One is that movie. I think it's probably biggest accomplishments was that movie. And that was cool because it also went to like festivals all over the country. So I got to go to those, and it was on Here TV, and it just did a lot of things. And it was a really, like I said, it's not like I made a lot of money from that, but it was so rewarding, that experience. Also the book Rainbow Relatives, because I actually, wrote it. I got a literary agent and I got a publisher. And I mean, just that alone is, I guess I didn't even realize how hard that is. And for me, I think I not lucked out, but I did my research on how to send a query letter, what literary agents were looking for, what types of books. And I think the timing of that book it came out like five years ago, and it's more needed now than it was then. But I sent it to like 8 literary agents, and I think one said, send me the first 5 chapters, and I did, and then they didn't take it, but then the second one did. So I had a really good track record, and then he sent it to a few publishers, and one of them, Skyhorse Publishing, published that one, Rainbow Relatives. And then the catering book, I kind of just self-published that one, and I released it during the pandemic, and so that's just a funny book on. So that. But those two things, I mean, the movie was, definitely the biggest accomplishment. That was like, and we shot it in like 16 days or 19 days, including the pickup days. Oh, wow. So for a 90-minute movie or 88-minute, that was a huge accomplishment. So I'm trying to think what else. I think some of like one of the Christmas songs I wrote was played. Actually, 3 of the Christmas songs I wrote were played on the station in Tennessee. And they made their most requested top 30 most requested songs for the holiday season. So like one came in at like 26 or 23 and one at 15. These were among Christmas songs that, like a weird assortment of Christmas. But the number one song that station got was a Garth Brooks, The Gift. And then they had Faith Hill's Where Are You Christmas on that list. And all. So in all these big names, and some of I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas. These were just people in the small town calling in their favorite songs that this station happened to be playing, Christmas songs that December, and somehow my 3 songs ended up on that top 30 list. So that was a good accomplishment. Again, did I see a lot of moolah? No, but it was cool that people liked it. And also the Alzheimer's song, they got a lot of requests on that station in Tennessee for What You Don't Remember. So that was kind of cool. I guess that's it. I don't know. I wish I had like a long list of accomplishments, but you did say the biggest one, right? Or the biggest ones, I guess.
So what has helped you become successful so far?
Well, I mean, I think successful is I do feel successful, not as in the way a lot of people might, like if you're rich and famous and this and that, but I feel successful in that I'm getting things done, getting them out there. People are enjoying them. I think the main thing is determination and patience, sticking with stuff. What was the exact question you said was what?
What has helped you become successful?
Okay, yeah. So being patient, not quitting, just keep going. I mean, I think I should write a song of, if I don't make it, I'm going to die trying, or something like that. I think treating people well is really important. Obviously, I mean, that sounds so obvious, but people like to work with people if they're treated, and you work in so many projects sometimes that they don't treat their crew well. Or like in catering, I wrote that book, How Catering Sucked the Life Right Out of Me, because they don't. A lot of the caterers, some do, some are good, and I praise those ones. And the bad ones, I don't name them, but I bash them. So I think it's in any business, in anything, to be successful, you should not, although some people you see that you're like, how are they successful when they don't treat people well and they don't. But anyway, I think hopefully that's the exception, not the rule. So I think that's one of the things to be successful. But I would have to say, I don't think a lot of people would have the patience to send to all those literary agents or to those publishers or to wait that long to do something or to keep writing. A lot of people say, "Oh, I want to write a book. I'm going to write a book," and they never do. So I think just like Nike says, just do it. It's that those 3 words are say it all, really. But actually, I worked on a Nike commercial once, I think, and I got through SAG, and I got the pay, but plus a free pair of Nike shoes. But one other big, well, I don't know if that's an accomplishment, but something I really enjoyed doing was a Mercedes commercial, and it aired on the Super Bowl, and I didn't even have any lines in it, but I became a principal on it, and that was fun. And I don't even watch the Super Bowl. I really don't have any interest, hardly in football. But that was kind of fun. So,
yeah. What's coming up for you in the near future?
A few things. I'm working on 2 books. One is called Fork Facebook and the Algorithm It Rode In On. And that's about people who've been in Facebook jail, who've been banned, restricted over stupid, things that the algorithm picked out, like a word or something, and they're banned for 30 days, restricted, and punished. And so there's this whole thing called Facebook jail that people talk about. So I'm getting a lot of stories from people collecting stories and putting my own 2 cents in, sometimes 3 cents if I have it. And that's coming out really funny. And then another gift humor book for pet lovers I'm working on, and that's called People Peeves Pets Have. Because I realized if people have pet peeves, pets must have people peeves. So things that annoy them or they don't like about their owners or people. And so it's a really cute book with an illustrator and different expressions that bother them, like it's raining cats and dogs. They're like, why don't you blame us for the flood in Noah's Day while you're at it? So there's a funny picture in what bothers the dog or cat, or the bird waking up. The early bird catches the worm, and the poor parrot is in his bird cage. He's like, I get up every day at the freaking crack of dawn. I haven't seen one freaking worm. But so it's little funny things like that, and it'll be a calendar and a book, and there's a lot of different ones. Yeah, there's so many things that, and it's going to be an animated series. I think we're going to do for that. And what else? I'm trying to shoot a movie that I wrote called Charlie's Dream, which Jolie Fisher is interested in directing, and that's kind of a country music inspirational film. So it's totally different than the other one. And we're trying to shoot that in Nashville, Tennessee, and attach talent and all that. So hopefully that in the next year I'll be shooting that movie. And then, I'm just keep writing songs. I'm shooting this music video this week. So that'll come out this Christmas. All I want for Christmas is you gone. And I don't know, what else am I doing? I have like 12 scripts sitting here that are gathering dust. Of course, there's a writer's strike going on right now. But I'm not in the WGA, but still no one, you all wait till it's over till you really do anything. Because if you ever want to be in the WGA, you have to respect, and you should. I mean, they should get paid more. But what else is on the horizon?
Sounds amazing.
I'm writing a tribute song also to Olivia Newton-John, and someone's going to record that in honor of her. So that'll come out later this year. Hopefully, we'll maybe do a video for that. I was a huge Dolly and Olivia. Those are my 2 favorite entertainers of all time.
What advice could you give for people who are starting out?
If they're writers or singers or actors or whatever. If it's really what you want to do, stick with it and really go after it. If at a point in time you're tired of it, or you just feel it's not for you anymore, then you stop doing it. But as long as you're still enjoying it, do it. And don't do it for the fame or money. I mean, it's good if you get that, but if you don't have that passion to do it, it's not you're going to be miserable while you're trying to achieve what you're trying to achieve. But if you're enjoying it as you're getting to there, that's important. I would say be true to yourself. That doesn't mean you can't make up stuff. Like I said, I write a lot of songs that aren't, like, I didn't have a mother with Alzheimer's, but I wrote a song about it. But so you don't have to write. They say write what you know, but you can learn and see what other people go through and use your imagination. So I do that as well. Learn to, if you're a writer or actor or whatever, you're going to have people that don't like your work or don't like what you wrote, and you can't take that too seriously or too much to heart. Like, everyone has different tastes even. If you are a writer and you've written something and you share it And, one person says, well, I don't like this part of that. You take it with a grain of salt and a margarita. But if that's a song I wrote actually, but if 10 people say, you might want to change that line or change this in your story, you might take it more seriously because it's more of a consensus of, but it's your story or your whatever. So stick with what you really feel it should be, but also be open to suggestions if they make sense, and especially, but be careful who you take advice from. And what other advice would I give? I'm not big on giving advice. I like people telling people what to do, but I don't like to give advice. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I don't know. Can I ask you what's the best advice you've been given? No, you asked the question. I'm kidding. But yeah, I think those are the things I would say. And stick with, be patient, do the work. Like a lot of people, I think they think they're working hard at something. It's like, not really.
So from moving forward, how can we best support you?
You can, like on what is it called? Spotify and iTunes. Like I think it's under Sudi Karatas. My songs are on there. It might be under Sudi Rick, SUDIRECK, but on Spotify, I think Sudi Karatas. So my songs are on there. So definitely, if you want to download those or add just to the Spotify channel, I have a YouTube channel. Again, that's the thing. It's always hard to figure out how to get more people to find out about it. And I think that's under Sudi Karatas, SUDI, and then KARATAS. So it's fun to go to those. Watch the movie on Amazon Prime, Welcome All My Pradas. Oh yeah, go on Amazon or Barnes and Noble and get my books, Rainbow Relatives, which is in the Syosset Library.
Yeah.
They carry that, which I went there over Christmas. I was in Long Island and I stopped in just to see if they had it, and they did. And that was like the most exciting thing. Like, oh, cool. Yeah. My hometown has the book. And actually, Ellen DeGeneres' mother gave me a nice quote for the book. She enjoyed it, so she gave me a little blurb. It was very entertaining and educational with a sense of humor, and so that was cool. Betty DeGeneres said that about it. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's the best way to support me. Just to let people know about my stuff, because it's one thing for me to tell people about my projects, which I work hard on, and I'm excited about. But when other people tell them, "Oh, this is a really good movie," or "This is a good song," or "good book," or something, it's coming from someone else. So that's helpful. What else? And if they want to really help me, just send me money. No, I'm kidding. As you can see, I really kid. I kid around too much sometimes. Like sometimes people don't know when to take me seriously because I wasn't like this in high school. I was very quiet and shy.
So we have one more question. Is there anything else that you would like to add?
Oh God, I think you covered it so much. You asked really good questions, and I probably blabbered on too much as it was. What do we name? Just hopefully things are going to improve everywhere. It seems like everything's so crazy. I guess it's always been like that, but it seems worse now. So everyone treat each other nice, and just if anyone wants to, my website I didn't tell you, www.sudirick.com. And I'm on Facebook too, and all that kind of stuff. I got off Twitter. Sorry, I just couldn't anymore. And Facebook, like I said, I'm writing that book. Oh, if anyone has a story for the Facebook book, anyone out there who's been in Facebook jail or been banned and restricted on Facebook, get in touch with me, and we'll maybe have your story in my next book. But other than that, I think, yeah, you ask really good questions though. And again, that some of them, I've done quite a few of these, but this is good. You ask some things that people don't ask, which is good. And hopefully my answers make someone laugh or they learn something.
Well, thank you, Rick, so much for being here today. And for everybody, the interview will be on my radio station tonight at between 7:30 and 8. It will also be on Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube. And we hope to see everybody there. Okay, take care. Bye.
Bye. Thanks.